What's up, y'all? We're back on the red couch with your boy Phillip Brown for another hot take. Today's hot take, we're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and my boy LeBron James. All right, so let's talk about where the Lakers were and how they got to where they are today. Of course, we know that the Lakers started the season really well, and we had a big promise for this young team led by LeBron James. They started off the season in fourth place and in playoff contention. You know, we had high hopes for them to make the playoffs, and then also to actually do a little bit of damage in the playoffs for this first year. We knew this was going to be a trial year, but we did have high hopes to start the year, and then bam, LeBron James gets hurt, and the whole Lakers world gets turned upside down. Those young guys couldn't hold the position in fourth place and actually dropped several spots down to, you know, borderline out of playoff contention. LeBron James came back, and then, you know, the 2 point guards got hurt. Lonzo Ball's underrated, man. People like to make fun of him, but he is one of the catalysts that makes the team that makes the team work and run really well. And then we saw him get hurt along with Rajon Rondo at the same time. So at one point in time, the Los Angeles Lakers were without both of their point guards. So think about how tough that is. And then we cannot ignore what happened with the Anthony Davis trade and how it made those young guys feel to know that they were on the trading blocks and they're expendable. You know, that could do a number of things to anybody's psyche, especially young players like that who the media tries to paint that their teammate was the one and LeBron James was the one that traded them. As we know, LeBron James isn't pulling the final strings. Yes, he may have some say-so to a certain extent, but he isn't the one trading those guys to the organization. So I don't know why the media tries to paint it out as LeBron James is the one trading the guys. And we saw that boil over, and you saw that express when LeBron James was sitting on the end of the bench and couldn't really even talk to his guys. So that messed up some of the team chemistry. So yeah, let's talk about LeBron James and how he's sunken from the overwhelming best player in the league to where he is now. You know, he isn't playing great defense anymore. He isn't leading the team like he should, and he's not taking over games. So yes, some of the failures that happen with the Lakers is because LeBron James isn't leading and taking over the games in the end with this team of young players. So we do have to point some blame at him. And then let's talk about the coach, Luke Walton. Luke Walton is an average coach. He isn't overwhelmingly great to where he would be the influence on a team to make them win more games than the roster can have them win. His system isn't that great. It isn't one of those pop systems that could have underachieving players play at an overachieving level. So the main thing I want to talk to you about other than LeBron James is who he's co-starring with. Of course, we know the team as overall wasn't the team that was going to help them win a championship, but we hope that they could get to the playoffs. And let's talk about the downfalls that happened when LeBron James was out and why the Los Angeles Lakers are currently ranked number 11. It's because their second best player is the 10th best, second best player on any other team. So we can go down through the teams and we can call them out. First, we got Golden State Warriors. We got Durant, followed by Curry. So of course, those two are beating the two for the Lakers because LeBron James isn't that guy anymore that can take an underachieving team and take them to the playoffs and make up that gap, that difference in between the first best player and second best player on any other team. He is now sunken down to on par with every other first option players on every other team, like a Durant. I think Durant may be the MVP, the best player in the world as of right now, since LeBron James is on the decline in his career. Next, we have the Denver Nuggets with Jokic, followed by Jamal Murray. We have the Houston Rockets and Harden and Chris Paul, and we saw Harden be able to keep his team in playoff contention even when Chris Paul went down. He was averaging over 40 points a game for a run, and that's just not LeBron James anymore. LeBron James isn't the player that can take a mediocre team and still keep them afloat anymore. OKC, we got to talk about Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Paul George may win 3 awards this year. He may win MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Improved Player. And then you got your boy Russell Westbrook, who was a NBA MVP already. Then you go down to Portland Trailblazers in their backcourt. You got one of the best backcourts. You got Dame Lillard, who would cancel out LeBron James, and then you have CJ McCollum backing him up. Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, great start to his career. I can't wait to see him do more. Then you have Rudy Gobert, Savard Manga, a big guy from France, 7'2". Then we go to LA Clippers, and I don't want to forget about the great start that they had and the team that they had before they made all the trades. So as their best player, I still have Tobias Harris, even though he got traded to Philly. I still has him as a big influence on why they're still in playoff contention now, because they had such a great start. And then you got to go down to Lou Will, my boy from North Atlanta. Enjoy watching him play in high school and still enjoy watching him play in the NBA. He's definitely a walking bucket. Then you go down to San Antonio Spurs. They have DeMar DeRozan to fit really nice in with the Spurs system. It seems like Pop opened up a little bit more for him to be able to play. And then you got a perennial all-star LaMarcus Aldridge coming through as the second best player on that team. Then you go down to Sacramento Kings. Nobody expected Sacramento to have such a great season with those young guys, but I'm excited for how they all bonded together and definitely have a bright future in front of them that can keep all their pieces together. But as their best players have Buddy Hield, followed by De'Aaron Fox, a young guy. Then we move on to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We have Karl Anthony Towns, excuse me. And then you can either put in Derrick Rose or Andrew Wiggins as their second best player. And then finally, we make it to the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James and a young player who I think is going to be good at their second spot right now is Kyle Kuzma. But like I said, he's probably the 10th or 11th best second option on any team in the West. And that's why the Los Angeles Lakers are where they are right now. Because LeBron James can no longer make up ground to make them better than any of those other teams. Then you have the New Orleans Pelicans with Anthony Davis, who, as of right now, after the trade rumors, isn't playing full time. But then you have Randall and Holiday behind them. And then I don't want to forget about talking about after the All-Star weekend, the Lakers have the fourth hardest strength of schedule to overcome in order to make it into the playoffs. And I think the fact that LeBron James is no longer the overwhelming best player in the world, coupled with his supporting cast not being there, his coach not being overwhelming, and the fact that they have the fourth hardest schedule as terms of strength to finish out this playoff run or their attempt to make it into the playoffs is the real reason why the Lakers are where they are right now. Make sure you comment below and tell me what you think your opinions are, where I went wrong, what you liked about my assessment of the Los Angeles Lakers, and we'll have a great discussion about it. This has been another episode of Hot Take on the Red Couch.